Hello, and welcome back to Bearing in Mind Beer Reviews. And I have a slight cold today, so if I sound a little fuzzy, please excuse that. Today we're going to take a look at a beer that has a long history in the craft beer scene in Japan, and it's been around for almost 20 years now, and that is Yona Yona Ale by YaッホーBrewing, or sometimes they call themselves YaッホーBrewing. Yona Yona has been around since the very early 2000s, and it literally the name Yona Yona means well, every night. You can drink it every night, and that's the spirit behind the beer. But the phrase Yona Yona is kind of old-fashioned now and not heard so much anymore. This is kind of a flagship beer for this brewery, and they're located. The brewery is located in Karuizawa, Nagano, Ken, and they've been around since 1966. So, one of the early craft beer breweries in Japan that survived the first shakeout, and has even prospered since then. And I'll tell you why in a minute here. They have this is kind of their flagship, and they also make Aoni, which is a double IPA, and Tokyo Black, pretty thick dark porter, and Tsuyobi Neko, Wednesday Cat, which is a Belgian white beer. Those are their four mainstay beers. But Yona Yona, when it came out, it used to be the go-to beer for many people in the early 2000s, and when you could find it. And it has since, I'll tell you now. The Kirin bought into this brewery, and I think they own about 35%, which generally causes some kind of a backlash from people. Certainly in the US it does. Here in Japan, I don't think a lot of beer geeks care so much. Foreign ones do, certainly. But this beer is now, because of Kirin's distribution network, this beer is available almost everywhere, in convenience stores and supermarkets, and definitely it's exported to the US as well as several other countries. And so it has, on Rate Beer, it has 295 ratings, and the average is 3.31 out of 5. Percentile rating of 60% out of all beers, and 59% for the style, which is American Pale Ale, APA. It's 5% alcohol. I do not know the IBUs, but it's probably up there pretty high, I would guess somewhere around 40 or so. And it uses Cascade hops. I'm not sure exclusively, but a lot of Cascade. And that's another benefit of being hitched up with Kirin, is you can get just about all the materials, ingredients you want for your beer, due to the long reach of that major Japanese brewing company. And now they are the largest craft brewer in Japan, maybe overtaken by another brewer soon, but I think as of right now they are the largest craft beer brewer in Japan. Shall we give this a go here? And I was surprised to see that I have not rated this yet on Rate Beer, and I don't know why. I've had it so many times over the years. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so this beer pours out a nice kind of copper amber color, pretty fast and furious carbonation, as you can see here. 1 to 2 centimeter head, kind of a rocky head, and let's give it a go. So right away we get a very sweet, malty and hoppy nose. Lots of Cascade hops in here. Citrusy, fruity, very pleasant. And again, in the flavor, Fruity hops really come out here. Get some citrus. Some definite, maybe tangerine, something like that. Caramel behind it all. There's a hint of tropical fruit back there. Very well rounded. Doesn't go to one extreme or another, balanced, and kind of thin, medium body. Very pleasant, very balanced. I would probably give this 8 on nose, 3 on color, appearance, and probably 8 on flavor, 3 for palate, and overall, I think I'm going to give this 14, so that would be about 3.6, maybe a little too generous. I might knock it down a bit. So again, way back in the day, this was the beer that many of us went to when there weren't so many craft beers around to find anywhere here. And so, like a lot of craft beers, it's not as special as it once was here. So, as another example, Anchor Steam. I lived in San Francisco, and we used to drink that way back, and it was so special then. But of course, it's been surrounded by so many other beers, and you and I have both, we've had so many beers since then that our palates have changed. But still, this is not a bad beer. Again, I might knock a point or two off because they are collaborating with Kidding, but I guess that's what makes their dream come true. So, Yona Yona, American Pale Ale from YaッホーBrewing in Karuizawa, Nagano. Okay, and I think you can find it many places. Give it a go. Okay, bye-bye.